great. It's going great. I've been really impressed with the job that the coaching staff and Pat have done here. Really, it's real easy to come in and you just fall in love with the guys because they're not a selfish bone on this team. These guys are into each other and they're into what the team's trying to do, and that's be ACC champions.
What's been the process like developing the relationship with your quarterbacks? I know that's pretty important for you.
Yeah, it's real important. We spend so much time together just by the nature of the position and the need the position has. Because what you're trying to do is a quarterback coach is you're trying to develop another assistant coach on the field, because that position makes in this game so many critical decisions for the entire team. And you spend a lot of time together, and I love that room already because they've been, they want to be around football. So when they have free time, they spend a lot of time hanging out with me, which has been kind of cool because I've just been me. I have nobody to go home to right now. I have no home to go home to yet. So it's been awesome, really. We've gotten to know each other really well, and I really like that room.
What have you learned about Max this early?
I think what I've grown most to appreciate about him is how humble he is. He came in here, he really cares. He was very respectful of the team, very respectful of the job that Nathan did a year ago, very respectful of everybody in the room, and he wants to earn his way, and that's what's really cool about him, because he obviously is a very talented player, was coming out of high school. I remember him as a high school player, very, very talented kid, but he's really humble, and he's, I think that's what everybody kind of gravitates to him because of that.
As you're creating a new offense for a team that had so much offensive success last year, how much do you look at what they did and pick the parts that you decide you want to keep and things like that?
I think the job they did last year, there's some very unique things. They're very unique to football, very creative, and those are the things that I've taken a lot of time to get to know, because those elements that we certainly will continue to keep, and there will be new things that we bring and a new style of play that we bring, and that'll be all kind of developed as we go through spring ball and go through training camp, as we get to know and develop our players, because really everything's centered around, it starts with quarterback and then the pieces that surround him. Offensive line, obviously what they do well, they did a great job last year in the run game and in protections. I really like that crew of guys, and then the guys that surround all the the tight ends, the receivers, the backs. So as we get to know our players, I think every year you kind of go through a transition offensively, because you always build around the quarterback, and in our case we're replacing a starter, and then around the pieces that surround him.
When you have a very talented player like Max, what's the process like as a coach to bring that out so you can see it on Saturdays?
Well, first thing for us is, we wanted, like right now, the first beginning of practice has basically been to get everybody comfortable with how we're going to operate in terms of, operating in huddle when we jump into no huddle, just the schematics of the plays and assignments. So, we're just grinding out right now, getting to, it's kind of a getting to know you stage for us, especially for me, and then getting to know what we do. So around that, we're going to keep building and keep advancing. Every day we're going to press them and stretch them with more install, so that we can expose, what we've got. I was able to see the guys, like, for example, in winter conditioning, and you get to see, how they, change the direction, speed. But today I got to see ball skills, and I got to see how guys compete. And as it unfolds further, I'm going to have more knowledge in it, because you'll be able to target guys and put people in places to make plays and utilize their skills and talents.
Shawn, you mentioned the backs earlier. What do you make of that group? I mean, you got a guy that was ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year 2 years ago, right. a true freshman who played a decent amount last year. Just what are your thoughts on?
Well, it'll be, honestly, I have a better opportunity to see that when we put pads on. But, watching them, for example, in the conditioning period, athletically, they're very skilled guys, all of them. And then seeing them out here today, they've got a real work ethic, and their assignment's smart, and they're really detailed guys. Andre does a tremendous job with them. I can tell Yeah, I expect really, as I've gotten to know him, I expect that to be who they are because they're very detailed players, and you know I think you know they've it's a highly competitive room too, which is really good, because those guys have to, you know, take a lot of pressure off of the passing game by being effective in the run game.
You mentioned Coach Powell. What's it been like just coming into a staff that's already been in place as the coordinator and working with those guys?
It's been awesome because of them. I think I've known Dre, and of course I've known John, and I've known Tim, and I've known of Kevin. So it's kind of we've known. I've really had a mutual friendship and respect for Tim and all of his work, all the different places he's been. I've known Andre as a recruiter, known him as a person, just outstanding guy. And those guys have brought me in, and we have shared a lot of football together, and we spent a lot of time together in our short period of time here because we're getting on the same page. Because what I've done is I've come in and I've tried not to change anything for the kids in terms of the nomenclature of football, how the football is communicated. So I've needed them to teach me, and they've been awesome. And just how things were set up, so I have a little background so that we can add to who we become, add to our style of play.
Coach, thank you for your time.